The World Angus Evaluation is basically an expansion of an activity that we put together in 2020 when we announced the joint foot score evaluation with Canadian Angus, Angus Australia, and the American Angus Association. And so at that time we had foot angle and claw set EPD move into this global environment, which really increased the number of phenotypic records we had, as well as increased the prediction accuracy of those traits because we had more data to work with. And so since that time, AGI has been evaluating what other traits showed promise to move into that type of environment. And we're really excited to share that we have 11 different traits that are now ready to move into this global environment. So much like foot score EPDs, the growth and carcass traits, scrotal circumference, and calving ease are the 11 different traits that basically will move into this 3-country evaluation and really allow us to leverage all of the phenotypes, genotypes, and pedigree data from all 3 of these herd books. One of the most important traits that we deal with here, both from an economic standpoint, some of those traits that are really hard and expensive to collect, would be our carcass traits, our actual harvest records. And we're going to increase that harvest record population by nearly 12% when we pull in these Angus Australia phenotypes. So that's something that I think we should all get really excited about, because we know that data collection, whether it's growth and carcass or that calving ease data, it's time consuming and they're expensive to capture. And so we want to make sure that when we have other accurate databases out there, that can we combine forces and do an even better job of creating good genetic evaluation tools. From a producer standpoint, you can think about it as a lot more herds coming in with actual phenotypic records into your genetic evaluation. So there may be bulls that were used in Angus Australia, and we actually see bulls that American bulls that were used in Angus Australia that weren't used as heavily here in the States, and they're actually going to pull in progeny records, right, that are going to allow us to better evaluate those genetic lines that may have not have been as readily used here in the States. And so I think that's a really cool opportunity for us to better describe and more accurately describe the US genetic pool. Along with that, I think when you think about it across the board, anytime that you're going to add phenotypes, you're going to create change. Just like we do from week to week when we add phenotypes and genotypes from US and Canadian breeders, as we bring in these Australian phenotypes, we're going to see a little bit of change. But change is good in this case because it's being driven by all of these additional performance data measures that we're bringing in from this really highly accurate herd book from our friends in Australia. If you'd like to learn more about the World Angus Evaluation, we want you to hop on and join us for an Angus University webinar that we'll be hosting on Tuesday, October 10th. That's going to be right ahead of when this World Angus Evaluation goes live on Friday, October 13th. And so I hope everyone will tune in, join us, and ask questions with us along the way. This is going to be something that I think will be a monumental day for the American Angus Associations, as well as our friends in Canada and Australia. So I really hope our members see as much value in this as we do here at AGI.